Learn graffiti wild style step by step. This tutorial is made for beginners, so easy anyone can do it. Just follow the 5 simple steps in this video and you will get great results every time. Step 1 is to bend your letters. For this tutorial, we are using straight bars that we bend to give the letters shape, movement, and energy. If you are a beginner, there is no need to struggle with soft curves or perfect flow. Later, this bending will help the wild style look more wild and more chaotic, giving your letters that true graffiti energy. Just focus on bending the letters clearly and confidently, like we are doing here. In this tutorial, we are writing the word battle. Working with more letters makes wild style graffiti easier because it gives you space to create cool connections and flow between the shapes. Keeping the same style across many letters can be tricky, but sometimes mixing styles makes the letters even more interesting. But in this tutorial, we will focus on how to keep the flow consistent across all the letters while still making them dynamic and exciting. You can now see the whole word battle with bended letters. We can now move on to step 2. Step 2 is about add-ons. The first add-on is a bar that is attached to the letter. This bar can curl and reach out of the letter. Here I am just adding these bars to the letters. I am trying to find empty spaces or spaces above and besides the letters. If you are doing this yourself, try and look at the letters and think, where can I fit a bar and how can I bend that bar? In general, it looks good if the bars goes towards any side, left or right. But this is just a rule of thumb. Try out different combinations and see what works for you. I am drawing a bar above the B here. It is going to be left in a manner so that we can add an arrow at the end of it. When you make these bars, try and keep in mind if you can add an arrow to the bar, that does not interrupt too much with the letters. I will just keep on adding bars to the letters. This is one of the most important things to do to make your letters look wild while using this 5-step approach. Soon we will discuss 2 other kinds of add-ons that will add the graffiti feeling to your letters. But feel free to observe how I put bars and how I try to make every letter more wild. I will just speed up the process for you now. The next add-on is like a hinge. It goes out of the letter and then back again. Find the negative spaces and add these hinges. These hinges are also great for connecting letters. Try and observe where I find the places for these hinges. I will just speed it up again. The next add-on is more of a stump bar. Stump bars can go anywhere, and they usually have a little hat or a small square next to them. I am just going to put them around anywhere I seem fit. By time, you will learn to see where the placement of these add-ons look good. The third step is what I call a deconstruction of the letters. In this step, I chop up the letters, but you can also make holes or cutouts in the letters and try many other variations. It is up to your imagination and creativity. The magic happens when the viewer can no longer immediately recognize the letters. Step 4, the step we all been waiting for, the arrows. I am going to add two kind of arrows to the Wildstyle piece, a long and a short arrow. When you make the arrows, try to draw them straight down, parallel to a bar. Then find the midpoint, place a dot, and make the tip of the arrow point toward that midpoint. Again, I am just adding arrows at this point. Here I am adding an arrow across the T. It can give a lot of dynamic with the arrow overlapping the letters. First, I put the long arrows, which are my favorite. They just look very crisp. Now I am going over the piece again and adding the short arrows. The last step, step number 5, this is the layer. Adding layers gives a sense of depth, but also gives you the possibility to make the letters even more wild. At this point, it is difficult to find space for them, but try and observe how I squeeze some layers in to make the piece even more interesting. I am using rounded shapes. This is as a contrast to the hard edges we have been working with for now. This makes the sharp edges pop out even more and lets the piece become more alive. This was the last step. Now you know how to make a wild style. If you follow this process step by step, it is not difficult. Now I am just adding an outline and the colors. Please stay tuned to see the finished piece. If you enjoyed this tutorial, like the video and check out my other tutorials. There are many shorts on how to make cool graffiti letters, a tutorial on improving your throw up style, and many more. Thanks for watching and have a great day.